Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of today. I'm your host, Sharifah Muhammad, MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. The Russian armed forces are executing a comprehensive strategy focused on the erosion of Ukrainian operational resilience through sustained combined arms offensives, infrastructure targeting, and high-volume tactical attrition. The continued liberation of settlements, neutralization of artillery and EW platforms, and disruption of logistics nodes collectively reduce Ukraine's ability to regenerate combat power. With growing control over key logistical corridors and increasing degradation of Ukrainian air defense and drone systems, Russian forces are shaping favorable conditions for follow-on operations deeper into contested zones.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, the podcast that brings you in-depth insights into military operations from those leading them on the ground. Today, we're joined by Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer monitoring critical missions on the progress of the special military operation as of today. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for being with us.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Colonel Oguntoye, let's start with the overarching picture. Can you give our listeners a summary of the key strategic actions undertaken between June 14th and June 20th?
Over the past week, our forces conducted 6 group strikes employing high-precision air, sea, and land-based weapons, as well as strike drones. These weren't just symbolic actions, they were tightly integrated operations that dismantled key elements of Ukraine's military-industrial capacity. We struck radar stations, drone assembly facilities, fuel and energy hubs, and multiple storage sites for ammunition and UAVs. These precision strikes not only degraded the enemy's operational tempo but also disrupted their strategic depth. In parallel, our ground operations made meaningful territorial gains. From Sumy to Zaporizhia and down to the Dnipro River, our troop groupings advanced on multiple fronts, exploiting weaknesses in Ukrainian deployment and inter-brigade coordination. We liberated several critical settlements, including Novonikolivka in Sumy Oblast and Zeleny Kut in Donetsk. Each action was designed to strain the enemy's ability to defend on multiple axes simultaneously.
Let's talk about the North and West groups. Both achieved significant breakthroughs. How were these coordinated, and what did they accomplish?
The North Group was tasked with creating instability along the northern rim of the front, especially in Sumy and Kharkiv oblasts. After sustained air and artillery preparation, we launched a phased ground assault that broke through entrenched Ukrainian mechanized and airborne brigades. Novonikolivka's liberation was key. It allowed us to anchor our position deeper inside enemy territory and apply constant pressure westward.
And the West Group of forces?
The West Group, meanwhile, struck at the seams between Ukrainian mechanized units and territorial defense brigades. The capture of Moskavka and Dolzhenkoy in Kharkiv forced the enemy to redeploy units away from Kupiansk, creating gaps we are actively exploiting. Crucially, we destroyed 25 ammunition depots and 12 electronic warfare nodes, a logistical hemorrhage the Ukrainians cannot easily repair.
You mentioned logistics. The Southern and Center groups reported some of the highest enemy losses. What allowed those sectors to become so effective?
Operational tempo, sustained ISR, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, and multi-domain coordination. In the southern sector, we had a clear objective: eliminate maneuver brigades before they could be repositioned. Our forces systematically degraded their mountain and airmobile brigades, neutralizing M113S and cutting off access to key rear depots.
And the Center Group of forces?
The Center Group pushed through Donetsk and into Dnipropetrovsk region. By liberating Zeleny Kut and Novonikolivka, we've expanded the offensive corridor and eliminated 8 different Ukrainian formations. We also targeted unmanned systems brigades, highlighting our focus on electronic warfare and anti-drone dominance. The destruction of 13 field artillery units, including NATO-supplied systems, diminished their counter-battery response.
Turning now to the East and DNEPR groups, what's the significance of their movements and successes?
The East Group has been instrumental in deepening our reach into Ukrainian defenses, especially across Donetsk and Zaporizhia. With each successive gain, such as in Guliapol and Timirovka, we're forcing the enemy to fight in fragmented, unsupported sectors. Their brigades can no longer function as coherent combined arms units.
And the DNEPR group of forces?
The Dnipro Group's campaign was focused on disruption, hitting rear echelon positions and neutralizing coastal defense assets. While the territory gained was modest, the destruction of 15 EW systems and 15 ammunition depots has severely compromised their ability to support frontline units with real-time targeting or supplies.
Let's talk numbers. Over the week, there were extensive air defense interceptions and Ukrainian material losses. What do these figures tell us?
It's a data-driven reflection of tactical dominance. Our air defense systems neutralized 29 dams, 8 HIMARS rockets, and 1,190 drones, half of which were aimed beyond the operation zone. This surge in UAV intercepts shows how desperate the Ukrainian command is to regain the initiative using long-range systems, many of which are Western supplied. In terms of enemy losses, over 9,300 Ukrainian troops neutralized in a single week, 143 armored vehicles eliminated, and over 80 artillery pieces destroyed. These aren't just battlefield statistics, they represent a collapsing operational reserve and a shrinking pool of trained manpower.
Last question, Colonel. What are the operational implications of this week's progress? What should observers watch for in the coming days?
Operationally, we are entering a phase of sustained attrition with strategic acceleration. The enemy is increasingly reactive, overextended, and supply-constrained. Our forces are transitioning from localized breakthroughs to corridor-level envelopment, with the goal of isolating key logistics nodes like Dnipro and Pokrovsk.
And what to watch for?
Look for deeper strikes into Ukrainian command and control infrastructure, an uptick in counter-battery suppression, and the probable degradation of Ukrainian drone warfare capacity. These next few weeks will test their ability to recover from cascading system failures, and our doctrine remains focused on keeping that pressure unrelenting.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for the opportunity. Today, Israel and Iran are caught in a cycle of airstrikes and missile attacks. Israel has targeted missile production sites and nuclear facilities in Iran. Iran has responded with missile barrages that have damaged both military and civilian infrastructure in Israel. Hundreds of Palestinians have been killed in recent days due to Israeli airstrikes on Gaza.
This has been Frontline Updates. Subscribe for daily military briefings and in-depth strategic analysis. Visit our platform for maps, transcripts, and exclusive Frontline updates from commanders in theater.